Hey everyone, I'm Odie Matthews. This is the Sympl Weekender 25-liter travel bag, and this is everything you need to know in 15 minutes or less. First and foremost, I just want to say thank you to Sympl for sending me this bag and letting me try it out. Here are going to be my honest opinions, my honest thoughts, pros and cons about everything that I experienced while trying out this bag. So, without further ado, let's get into it. And the first thing we are going to cover is the materials and the hardware. This bag is made from 100% recycled 420D Cordura ballistic nylon. It also has TPU coating on the lower panels and polycarbonate coating on the upper panels. The lined fabric in the inside is made from recycled post-consumer plastic bottles, and it's made with Duraflex hardware and those wonderful YKK AquaGuard WeatherGuard zips. AquaGuard, WeatherGuard, it's the same thing, but you know what I mean. When it comes to the carry on this bag, it is extremely nice. For reference, this is what the bag looks like on me. I'm about 5'8", 165 pounds, and honestly, it fit my frame really, really well. These backpack straps are made from some nice foam with that same material, so there's a little bit of cushion, a little bit of give, but there's still a really comfy strap to have. Those also have a sternum strap on them, which is just a regular clip buckle. Always nice to have one of those, and the straps are really easy to adjust. In addition to the straps, you also have a pretty nice back channel that helps your bag not stay too sweaty, depending if you're going to hot climates or not. And it has a luggage pass-through, so if you wanted to accompany this with a small roller luggage, you could easily slide this thing over that and have it pretty easy overall. Now, when it comes to other straps and handles on this bag, you have one up at the top, which I absolutely love. It sticks out from above the bag just enough to easily get your hand in, and it's cushiony enough that if you need to rip or grip this thing in an overhead compartment in and out of your car or whatever, it is easy to find and it's comfortable when you do. You also have a strap on the side of the bag that has the laptop compartment and the secret compartment for an easy side carry, and then on the bottom you have nothing, and on the other side is the water bottle pocket. Okay, moving on to what everybody actually cares about, let's go over the pockets, the nooks, the crannies, and how I loaded this bad boy out. Okay, first and foremost, on the side that has the strap, you have your laptop compartment. A solid laptop compartment that has that nice fleece lining up above the bottom of the bag, just enough to give you the padding that you want, and it also fits up to a 16-inch MacBook Pro. Only downside to this is that it does not have a tablet sleeve, but as somebody who typically doesn't travel with a tablet, for me personally, that really wasn't a hindrance, but for those of you that do, just know that you can only take one or the other in the actual compartment. Directly behind that is the secret compartment. This is perfect for your passport, boarding passes, cash, IDs, anything that you want to keep a little bit more secure up against your bag, back, so you don't have to worry about people trying to loot you in the airports or wherever you might be going. On the flip side of that is the water bottle pocket that has a zipper for expansion, so you can take a slightly bigger one. You can also fit some small tripods in this pocket as well. Overall, as far as water bottle pockets are concerned, it gets a whole check mark for me because it does exactly what it needs to, and that's hold your water bottle. I mean, that's what it's there for. Okay, moving to the top of the bag, you have your quick access compartment, again with that nice fleece interior lining. So if you want to keep anything in here that you want to keep scratch resistant, like sunglasses, that always is a good choice. And then for me personally, I risked it for the biscuit because I like to keep my headphones up there as well, so that way I have access to two of the most important things: protecting my eyeballs from the sun and protecting my ears from having to listen to any conversations for anybody else that's going on in the airport, because golly, I hate that. Okay, moving to the very front of the bag, what I have in here is the book that I'm reading for the second time. This is Goodbye Things. I am a minimalist at heart, and I am married to a maximalist, so this book helps me keep my evenness between those two things. But this is a solid pocket, a little tight because of what I have in the pocket behind it, which we will get to right now. The pocket behind it is their Sympl's tech or like workstation pocket or flap thing here. Up at the top, you have little strap holders to keep cords in place. That's where I've placed my iPhone fast charger. And directly to the side of that, you have a magnetic clip for keys. If you want to bring your keys, they can easily sit in here. Personally, I don't usually use those or even really bother. I usually just keep my keys inside my bag hidden because I don't usually need them on my trips. Next is another little small pocket that is really good for keeping my charging bricks because the cords are directly above it. Got a little bit of give, a little bit of dimension. Directly to the right of that is another mesh-ish pocket that has a zipper. This is where I typically keep my field notes notebook. And then below all that is 2 additional pockets that can hold some items. Now for me, when I'm traveling, I like to take my own silverware, bamboo silverware, and then I'll also bring a couple granola bars for a snack depending on where I'm going. And then I always keep a little gorilla tripod with me in case I want to film on the go if I'm able to, or just to hold my phone up while I'm taking meetings or if I'm watching something and I don't have my laptop or so forth. All of that is a really well done and well organized little tech compartment. And then on the other side, on the flap side, you have a zippered guy where I keep my Game Boy, representing Game Boy Advance with Pokemon Sapphire with its charger, because there's something about retro gaming that I've just really been enjoying lately. And I had one of those as a kid. So I was like, hey, let's spend way more money than I should to get one and play it sometimes, which so far I'm nailing. Now, the one thing about all of this is it does keep this front compartment pretty tight because I've packed some bulkier items. So just keep that in mind. If you have flatter items, you might have a little bit more space in that front compartment, but if you pack a little bit bulkier like I do, then it's gonna be a little bit tighter, but you can still fit a pretty decent book in there. Okay, let's move on to the meat and potatoes, AKA the main compartment, the big cheese, if you will. This bag doesn't really open all the way. It's not really designed for that. So let's switch to the B-roll of it right now. So in this bag, I keep it really simple because it's a weekend trip. My Peak Design packing cube, the medium one, is more than enough for all the clothes I could ever need for a quick weekend trip. Usually I'll put an extra pair of shoes in there or something like that. Above that is the Gravel Slim or Mini. It is basically enough for your toothpaste, your toothbrush, small deodorant, and then like a contact case and contact solution, which is typically what I put in there. And then above that is a medium Wandered tech kit, which is just good for the extra tech gear that I would need for like a 3 or 4 day trip as opposed to like a 7 to 14 day trip. Now, I'm gonna be honest with you, there's some organization in this bag that I didn't even remotely use because I am a pouches and packing cube kind of person. So those little organization bits at the top are mesh, they're a little slim, again, dimensions. So if you wanted to put your tech kit like I did kind of up here, that organization behind it could definitely bump up against it and stuff like that. And then one other thing in the main compartment is a spot for an air tag. They have a nice little sleeve at the front. Perfect if you want to put an air tag so you don't lose your bag, or if somebody does steal it, you can chase them down while it chirps at them. But as far as a 25-liter bag goes, the main compartment is perfect for a weekend trip. I highly, 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 highly recommend packing cubes, especially for a bag like this. I think a nice small to medium-sized packing cube, a couple small pouches, that fills up the main spot perfectly. You can use this tech organizer while you're on the go to kind of keep the things that you want, and then you still have a couple extra spots for other items like sunglasses, headphones, books, whatever. Fits up to a 16-inch laptop, so you can pretty much bring anything with you. I have a 14-inch MacBook Pro because I love the small laptops, so I can't really speak to the bigger ones, but I have seen some people say they can get a 17-inch in here depending, but I definitely wouldn't risk that. If you do have a 17-inch and it's kind of bulky, might not be the best choice. Okay, let's go over the pros and cons of this bag. Pro number one, this is extremely comfortable. I already gushed over it enough in the materials and the comfort and carry section, but the carry on this bag is just phenomenal. It's really, really comfortable, heavy or light. I love these straps. I really like the back channel, and I really like the way that the handles kind of enhance and accompany that whole carry experience and just make it really, really well done. Okay, con number one is the main compartment opening. I'm not a big fan of the bags that kind of stop at like that 3/4 opening. For me, I like my bag to be more of a clamshell and more of a full open. So just for me, I would say that the con is the way that the main compartment opens, because I'd like to have a little bit more of an opening to see what I have. Because if I want to get my packing cube out, I kind of have to take the stuff on top of it out, whereas a clamshell, I could easily just grab it. And pro number 2 is that at 25 liters with the organization that this bag offers, it is perfect for a weekend trip. Honestly, whether you're flying, driving, on the train, or whatever, you can fit the perfect amount of clothing, pouches, tech gear, and everything just kind of nicely in this little package that just does a really good job for a weekend trip where you might need to bring a little extra than you normally would, but if you don't, that's also fine. And then con number 2, and this is definitely a personal, I really like this material, but I wish it came in other colors. Black is fine, but I own a lot of black bags, and there's a lot of black bags out there. And I think that maybe if Sympl could throw a dash of color into one of these, maybe like a yellow or a bronze or a green or a blue, or I'm just gonna name some more colors, I guess. But I think a little bit of splash of color on this bag would definitely make it look nice. That's just me personally. And then pro number 3, and one of my favorite things, is that this bag is the perfect size for pretty much anybody. No matter your frame, whether you're short, small, tall, big, large, wide, doesn't really matter. This bag can adjust to fit that frame while still holding everything you need. And for me, that's a huge win and something that you don't always find. And then con number 3 is that the laptop sleeve and the secret compartment are kind of close together, a little too close together for my liking. I don't know what it is about having the secret compartment right next to the laptop and both being vertical, but it just makes this side feel a little too busy for me. I don't know what it is. I can't quite put my finger on it. It's a small nitpick, but there's just something about it that I'm not a big fan of. Overall, I am a big fan of this bag. I feel like my cons are more nitpicky for me personally than anything, but on the whole, this is a great 25-liter weekender trip. I really like the comfort and carry, as I said. I think the organization is really phenomenal. I think the price point is pretty fair, and I think that overall, Sympl just really understands the little things that you may or may not need in a bag, but it gives you the option to use them if you want to, and they're just there if you don't. Like the main compartment. The fact that I can use this with pouches and pouches and packing cubes without having to really worry about the internal organization is great. But if you're somebody who only wants to use a packing cube and you want to use the internal organization, the packing cube fits down far enough that you can still use that organization. Same with the tech organization pocket. I feel like it gives you a lot of options that you don't necessarily have to use, or you can use them a little differently, kind of like how I try to. So yeah, overall, I'm a big fan of this. And if you want to check it out, I'll have it linked down in the description below. So don't forget to like, subscribe, all of that wonderful nonsense. Thank you guys so very much for all the love and support, and I will see you next time.